Good morning and welcome to the top of the Old Street Magistrates Court. Just reading out a statement about why we've taken this building and what we intend to do with it. So the Occupy movement will soon be opening the court of the 99% to try the banks and their financiers for the criminal acts which have plunged this world into crisis. These trials will be conducted by legal professionals, will not be show trials or mere media stunts. We intend to show the basis in law for the judgment that we, the 99%, are victims of criminal acts by bankers and criminal negligence by the government, who failed to stop them or hold them to account, instead punishing the people with austerity and taxing them to pay for the bailout. This will be a public and open process, unlike the decaying justice system that this unused building this disused Magistrates Court embodies. We are going to carry out the people's bailout for the Old Bailey. There's no justice, there's just us. And that's a statement we released for the use of this building. It's going to be an exciting few weeks. We're busy cleaning up the cells, the beautiful entry area. The courtroom is nice and clean now as well. We've got electricity on it. At the moment, we are just putting a call out to all witnesses and possible witnesses. As I say, it's going to be the financiers, so the financial firms, also a lot of politicians that allow these financial firms to benefit, and some specific organisations as well that had a blatant disregard for the law and brought us into the crisis we're facing today. It's a wonderful couple of days. It's 335 Old Street, which is the old Street Magistrates Court. Get in the end, and it's been as I say, it's been a fantastic couple of days. We're hoping that early next week the trials will begin. We're just gathering all the evidence. It's not hard. There's so much stuff out there. And we're calling witnesses, as I say again. So please come down next week. We're hoping maybe to open it on the weekend as well. Have a little exhibition for the public to come in. We've had a really good response from the public here. The most common response is good luck, go get them. I think it's the 99% is really high time we had a call for them, as they are the majority and we are the majority. So.
And do you have any legal support yet? Are there any barristers or solicitors that have come forward to say that they would want to try this case?
Yes, I know we've got two solicitors that have been working closely with Occupy movement, but the news just yesterday, this being opened has brought so much interest. We have a state prosecutor, current working state prosecutor, who would like to take on the role as the prosecutor for the cases, which is really, really exciting. It's not often you get that kind of collaboration, but this is what happens when you open up spaces of political significance with clear goals and strategies. People come out of the woodwork to help from everywhere, from every walk of life. This building was really old, and it is really old and decrepit. It's a beautiful building. It's great too, and from what we heard from the owners, they plan to destroy it and build a hotel, which is absolutely disgusting. It's been empty since 1996, so that's 15 years now, and it transferred hands from in 2006 to Magistrates, which is a financial property tycoon based, property business based in India, and they've obviously bought this building hoping to make a quick buck, but as I'm assuming as following the recession they haven't been able to sell it for a reasonable price, or haven't been able to get planning permission to destroy the wonderful staircase and courtrooms at the bottom, which are very, very beautiful. It's a pity that this building has fallen into decay, because it could be used for so many things, as thousands and thousands and thousands of buildings around London and the UK, hundreds of thousands around the UK that are being old.
What do you say to people who say this is just a stunt? This is just some publicity stunt by Occupy that's not going to amount to a hill of beans?
I say that it's a great time to highlight the hypocrisy. I mean, I don't really know what a stunt is personally, but I mean, at the moment we've got a political stunt going on down at the steps of St. Paul's, where you've got a group of protesters who are trying to highlight the injustice of the system, highlight the fact that a very small amount of people is slowly but surely pushing this country to the brink of chaos economically, and yet none of them have been prosecuted, or very few of them have been prosecuted. Some scapegoats have been pulled out, but the big companies, with the people who made the money, the most money, the big companies, they haven't been prosecuted. The politicians that allowed it to happen, and the financial regulatory bodies that allowed it to happen, they haven't been prosecuted. But yet, within 3 weeks, 4 weeks of a very peaceful, very clean and very safe protest being opened on the steps of St. Paul's and in the back of UBS, we're now in a prosecution for essentially occupying open space for purpose, for everybody's purpose. Everybody's taking a hit by this establishment. Well, not everybody. Those guys down there, City of London, they're doing pretty well. They're getting some of the best bonuses ever in these years, and I think it's just hard. I think the reason there's been so much public support for it is just everyone's fed up. So I mean, you can call it what you like, call it public stunt, but really what it is here to do is highlight the hypocrisy of the system, highlight the fact that while one group of people who have caused massive public disorder, to a scale we can't even measure, are not even close to getting prosecuted. Another group who may have caused, in the police's eyes, small public order, and I think we're down on health and safety violations, we're up in court and in no time and wanting to get kicked off in no time. So, I mean, it really says earlier that this disused justice building is a perfect way to highlight the fact, the state of our justice system. More than willing to, the HR saw a wonderful article in the Evening Standard yesterday where the HMRC is so quick to prosecute and fine and chase up on small tax evaders, but when you've got Vodafone who dodged £4.75 billion in tax, Goldman Sachs who dodged £1.25 billion in tax, you've got Barclays, you've got a long list of companies. I think he noted 25.6 billion in the last year of tax dodged, and that's just actual tax dodge, not using our tax savings to sort of funnel the money around so you don't have. This is actual tax dodging, 25.6 billion. I think if the HMRC had wanted to concentrate some time, they could concentrate it there, and we might not need to have these ridiculous austerity measures that have been put on the population of England, and we might not need to have a lot of the injustice that goes around, because while the austerity measures have affected England in the last 3-4 years, the financial firms that are based in the City of London and around London have funded wars, have funded corporations ripping resources out of the earth, have funded so much injustice around the world, and it's sad that it has to come to England, but if it's come to England to wake the English public up to what's actually going on around the world and the injustice around the world that firms based in the UK are causing, and it served a purpose as well, because it shows that whilst these big firms are more than willing to subsidise the nations they live in through this trickle-down effect, if you like, when the belt is tight, they're not even willing to do that. They're saying, I'm sorry now, it's tough times, you're going to have to pay a little bit more now because we're a big corporation and we can lobby the government to do such things.
Brilliant, thank you.